The next tool we're going to discuss is your punch. This is made out of a piece of high carbon steel. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Will it work? You betcha. I poked a bunch of holes with this thing. We don't drill, we punch holes. So the biggest point is having this the size you want. Now you'll have to constantly dress your tools to keep them in working order. Punching a hole is very simple. Some people have dies that help them punch holes. They have their punch and then a die underneath, and when they just drive the punch through, the slug comes out. I unfortunately don't have that, so I have to do it both sides by hand. Let me try and zoom in a little bit, and you'll see. There we go. There we go. You get your metal. Figure out where you want to punch till you feel it hit the anvil. Spin it, and you'll see kind of a shining piece here on the back side. That's where you would started punching through. And you just kind of go back through until you feel the same thing hitting the anvil. Go over your Pritchard hole, and voila. Let me get that closer. The punch has gone all the way through the material. Now, a lot of the times when I have a lot of holes to punch, I like to take and have a small bucket of water next to me, so I can take my punch and cool it after a couple of punches. That will actually help with keeping your edges nice, and it'll also, I mean, see, it's hot enough right now because I left it in there to where it's able to smoke my gloves a little bit. So that can lead to problems. It can lead to deformation of the edge. So that's the punch. Now you can have several different sizes of these. I made this one. I'm going to make a bunch more down the road when I learn how to do a better job at heat treating and tempering. But for now, this absolutely works, and it works well. I've punched quite a bit of holes with this one. I made a trammel the other day and it worked like a dream. So there's your punch. The next tool we're going to discuss is called your drift. Sometimes you want to make a hole larger. That's where this comes in. It's from an old chisel. You just have your hole punched already, and you just start to drive it in. Some people have, again, dies to help with this. I unfortunately do not. The point is that it takes the hole and makes it larger. Now, this is just a representation. I'm just showing you guys. Normally my drifts are a little bit better than that. The big point is that you're seeing what the process is. You can eventually take this piece of material, you throw it over your horn and like make it into a bottle opener, or there's all different kinds of options. When making hammerheads or tomahawks, various things like that, you have to typically, not always, but typically you drift the hole. You can, if you know how to forge weld, you can actually just wrap that piece around the back, create your eyelet, and forge weld it. That's a little bit of a different story and a discussion for a later time, but that's your drift.